was almost a year ago that we made the decision what system to go to after a great deal of due diligence and time and human resource time and so forth. After making the decision, we've been through 2 CFOs, one of whom had a nervous breakdown on the way through the implementation process. And it cost us perhaps almost 50% more than we were expecting it to cost us. So costs more, took more time. I'm sure we're going to get there. And ours is not a simple matter because it's a lot of not disparate businesses, but one doesn't suit all. So it's not as though there was something on the shelf that we could immediately implement. So it sounds as though our experience is a negative one, but I think it's just one has to be realistic in choosing a system and going forward with implementation, that one has to have the right people in place to implement it.
One of the specific things I did with IT was I made sure that it was something that made us look bigger than we were and was very simple to use. So, a couple of companies that you may know of, Microsoft, it's not in our office. That was something that didn't allow us to get started quickly. It didn't allow us to scale, and it wasn't economical for us at the time. We started with free products from Google, and that has actually been great. I'm sure at some point it'll cap out, and we'll have to go to the Microsoft system and get those kinds of things in place. So we're probably not the average group, but we have a bit of know-how and expertise, and that little know-how I actually think was really leveraged, allowed us to leverage our look and feel on the infrastructure side a lot farther than maybe a 25, 50-person business.
I think there's always a sort of gap between what you expect from technology and what you actually get. And I think that still exists, even with web services. They seem so easy. It seems so much simpler than lots of hardware and all the sort of traditional stuff that you had to get IT people to do. But it's still an investment, and it's still going to take time, I think, for that to pay off. You have to some extent, you have to have faith or sort of buy into the expectation that you're going to have to work at it a little and maybe get to understand it a little before it starts to really pay off. I don't think it's a sort of instant, although it seems that way in many cases. I don't think it's just sort of flick a switch and all of a sudden, things will be better.
Right, because a system for IT is the person and the equipment. It's not just the equipment. So if you don't have a buy-in, if people don't understand, I need this piece of equipment to do my job, and it's going to make my life easier, right? Then even if you have a good system, if they don't have the expertise, as was said earlier, they're not going to use it. So it's looked upon as a wasted expenditure.
Technology without human involvement is irrelevant, right? You can buy a server. It's not going to do anything for you until you have someone that knows how to use that server and get the most out of it. We recently hired sort of a digital marketing manager, and using all the same technology we had in place between a CRM system and a server and a database of clients, the return is dramatically different depending on the people and their skills and their ability to use the technology to get results.